Hello my fellow hunters, welcome to my new weapon showcase video. With the new update for Sunbreak, we received Amatsu, Risen Shigaru, and a lot of new decorations and armor skills. So in this video I will be showcasing 7 new sets which are my endgame builds for level 300 Afflicted monsters. Also, for those who are new to my channel, these sets are only available on Switch and PC since the PS5 version doesn't have this update. So let's dive into my first Switchaxe set. For my raw Switchaxe, I use the Thankful Fellclave, which is the best blast option in Sunbreak. The augments I use for the Switchaxe are Attack Boost level 3 and also the Rampage slot upgrade. This Switchaxe needs a Rampage slot to use File Switch Boost, a Rampage skill that buffs files when switching between Axe mode and Sword mode, and it is required to be used for every Switchaxe. The Wirebug skills I use for my new sets are as follows: Forward Overhead Slash, which advances you towards the monster, Finishing Discharge, 2-stage Morph / Combo, Soaring Wyvern Blade, and the Elemental Burst counter. The 2-stage Morph / Combo and Elemental Burst counter are 2 of the most important skills since they help fill up the fire gauge much quicker. The Elemental Burst counter can parry any attack and is your strongest skill for Switchaxe. The armor set I now use is as follows: Risen Kaiser Horns, Tempest Robe, Tempest Sleeves, Virtue Coil, Tempest Hakama, and the charm I use is Rapid Morph 3, Blood Right 1 with a level 4 slot and 2 level 1 slots. As for the skills, this set has changed drastically from the last update. The skills I use are as follows: Crit Eye 6, Defiance 5, Attack Boost 4, Critical Boost 3, Weakness Exploit 3, Blast Attack 3, Rapid Morph 3, Blood Right 3, Evade Extender 2, Geostrip Blessing 2, Coalescence 2, Adrenaline Rush 2, Powder Mantle 2, Bloodlust 1, Build Up Boost 1, Frenzied Bloodlust, and the 2 most important skills for the set is Intrepid Heart 2, which is a skill that can negate taking damage from every attack once the meter is filled up by landing attacks, and the skill is a must-have when taking on level 300s. As for the final skill, Heaven Sent is a must-have for most weapons, mainly because when it is active you do not lose any sharpness or stamina as long as you stay close to the monster. With Heaven Sent you don't need to run Protective Polish or Speed Sharpening anymore, since you can perform a skill swap to get your sharpness back. This set can hit 100% affinity when you recover from Bloodlust, which is important because all your axe and sword moves do critical damage. However, files don't crit, but with Switchaxe it's not big of a deal. As for the augments on my armor, the skills and slots I added to the set are a level 4 slot and a level 1 slot on the headpiece. As for the chest piece, I added Blood Right, and with the arms I added Build Up Boost. The coil doesn't have a skill at the moment because I am currently fishing for Mail of Hellfire. As for the legs, I added 1 level of Powder Mantle. So this is my setup for Blast Switchaxe, and let's move on to the next set.
Lady Yomogi.
Quickly, take the child and flee from this place.
You are safe with me, Lady Yomogi. Now and forevermore.
The Amatsu Switchaxe is my newest set, since this Switchaxe has both high raw attack and element, but it has negative 25 affinity. The augments I use for the Switchaxe is attack boost level 4 and level 2 elemental boost. This Switchaxe already has a level 3 rampage slot, which is a bonus. The armor set is the same for each set, but for the Amatsu Switchaxe I made a new headpiece and a new virtue coil. The augments on the armor are different from the last set since Amatsu has water element. The skills I added are Mail of Hellfire and Element Exploit, but the headpiece doesn't have a skill yet. The skills for the set that is different from the last set are as follows: Crit Eye 7, Water Attack 5, Element Exploit 3, Critical Element 2, Crusher Blessing 2, and the final new skill is Mail of Hellfire. Mail of Hellfire is a must-have skill for both raw and elemental sets. Since we are skill swapping to get sharpness back from Heaven Sent, we will be switching from Red Scroll and Blue Scroll quite often, and since the Amatsu Switchaxe is more raw focused, it will benefit from the Red Scroll buff, and it's also really good for water matchups, so you can use Blue Scroll for the elemental buff. This set can reach 85% affinity after recovering from Bloodlust, and it also has a built-in Silkbind boost which buffs your Wirebug attacks such as the Elemental Burst counter. This is my setup for the Amatsu Switchaxe, so let's move on to the next set. The Switchaxe I use for Ice Element is Volcano Switchaxe, which is now the strongest Ice Switchaxe in Sunbreak. The augments I use for this Switchaxe is attack boost level 4 and a level 2 elemental boost. The armor setup is the same as the Amatsu set, but I use a helmet with augmented slots instead. And the only changes I have made is that this set has 1 elemental boost and 2 coalescence. All my elemental sets run Mail of Hellfire now, but for now I only have 1 of it. This is now my go-to ice set for taking on monsters that are weak to ice, such as Espinus, Diablos, Rajang, Loosened Naga Kuga, and Sinoga. This is my setup for Ice Switchaxe. So let's move on to the next set. For water element Switchaxe, I use the Void Bringer Axe. Omicron has the best water weapons in the game, so it's a no-brainer. The augments are the same for each elemental Switchaxe, which is attack level 1 and level 8 elemental boost. And they all have a level 3 rampage slot, which is a bonus. All the armor sets are the exact same, but for water, fire and dragon, I use level 2 handicraft because they still need it to have a decent bar of purple sharpness. And you want as much purple sharpness as possible since we are using Heaven Sent, and also since my elemental sets are using Mail of Hellfire, we will be using Blue Scroll for the elemental buff. The Void Bringer Axe is the best water element Switchaxe in Sunbreak, and the monsters I use it on are as follows: Flaming Espinus, Silver Rathalos, Anjanath, and Scorned Magnamarlo. The Voidbringer is one of the strongest Switchaxes in the game, and I suggest you pick it up if you want to try Elemental Switchaxe. So this is my setup for water, and let's move on to the next set. The Switchaxe I use for fire is Magma Omidron's Volcanic Switch, the strongest fire Switchaxe in Sunbreak. This Switchaxe has the same augments as the water Switchaxe. This Switchaxe also needs Handicraft 2, so it can have a decent bar of purple sharpness. The armor set is the same as the water set, but the only difference is that it only has level 1 of critical element. This is my go-to fire set for taking on monsters that are weak to fire, such as Luna Garen, Garcerag, Risen Comilios, Barrioth, and Gormagala. This is my setup for fire Switchaxe, so let's move on to the next set. The Thunder Switchaxe I used in Sunbreak is the Thunderclap, the strongest Thunder Switchaxe in Sunbreak, which is from the Thunder Serpent tree. Nara weapons are the strongest thunder weapons in Sunbreak. but they do require a lot of material from Narwa and also All-Mother. The augments I use are the Rampage upgrade slot and level 6 elemental boost. This Switchaxe needs a level 3 Rampage slot so it can use File Switch Boost. The armor and skills are the exact same as the other sets, but this set doesn't use handicraft, but instead I use a level 2 of critical element. The charm I use is the same charm for all my sets, which is Rapid Morph 3, Blood Right 1, with a level 4 slot and 2 level 1 slots. The Thunderclap is one of the best Switchaxes in the game, and it's good on monsters that are extremely weak to thunder, such as Damayo Hernator, Shogun Senator, Nagakuga, Seregios, and Tigrex. This is my setup for Thunder, and let's move on to the final set. For Dragon Switchaxe, I use the Calamitous Axe, the strongest Dragon Switchaxe in Sunbreak. This Switchaxe comes from the Death Stench tree, so you'll need Death Stench material to unlock it. The augments I use are the same as the previous weapons, level 1 attack and level 8 elemental boost. This Switchaxe comes with a level 3 Rampage slot, which is a bonus, and this Switchaxe has more Dragon Element than Switchaxe weapons when it's fully augmented, but Switchaxe still has better sharpness. The armor set and skills are the same as the others, but this Switchaxe needs handicraft so it can have purple sharpness. When it comes to Dragon matchups, there isn't many monsters that are weak to Dragon. So the only monsters you can use it on are Rathian, Rathalos, Chaotic Gore, Shigaru Magala, Lucent Nagakuga, Thunder Serpent Narwa, and Wind Serpent Ibushi. So if you want to use a Dragon Switchaxe, it's either this or Switchaxe. It is up to you what you prefer, but this is my setup for Dragon. So these are the 7 sets that I made for the endgame of Update 5, which is level 300 Afflicted monsters. You can copy these sets if you want, but these are my endgame sets, and yours can be much different, and it is up to you guys on what sets you want to build. Since I haven't reached level 300 yet, the next set of videos I am working on is level 300 quests. And since Sunbreak has just came out for the PS5, I will be focusing on that version to reach the end game, which is going to take a while. So I hope you guys found this video entertaining and also informative. If you've got any questions, post a comment down below, and so I'm going to end the video here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time. And of course, happy hunting!